Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing today? Good, good. Welcome to worship. If you don't know me, my name is Reverend Emily Bruce. I'm the settled minister of this congregation. I said it one more time. And thank you for being here today. Whether you're with us in person or joining us on Zoom, we're grateful for your presence in this space this morning as we have a short but sweet worship service together before our annual meeting. But as always, a couple quick announcements before we start. So as I just said, today is our annual meeting. Woohoo! That's happening right after service across the street in Sampson. The RE committee is putting together a baked potato bar for everyone, so you can have a little lunch while we meet. So hopefully, if you're a member, or even if you're not a member and you're curious about how we do our business here, please come join us after the service across the street. Also coming up, June 11th, it will be our RE Sunday, and it will be followed by our parish picnic. So I'm just saying that now so you know that's coming up. There's going to be a Sign Up Genius in the newsletter this coming week. So because we need help setting up, we need people who want to grill, we need people to bring all kinds of food. So look for that, and hopefully you can join us again that Sunday, June 11th, right after service. And also in the newsletter last week and coming up this week, and we'll keep telling you, we are sharing our summer services this year with First Parish in Plymouth. So Reverend Art, who's the minister at First Parish, who was the interim here 2 ministers ago, he reached out to me, and Jane Ford, Jane's right here, is collaborating with the worship committee liaison from First Parish, and we're going to do half of the summer services at First Parish Plymouth and the other half here in Kingston. So there'll be a flyer, there'll be dates, it'll all be in the newsletter, but just a heads up, we hope you'll join us for summer worship starting July 4th, 2nd, 7th, whatever the first Sunday in July is. That's the one, and going through Labor Day. And I think we're at Plymouth first and then here, right? Okay. It'll be in the newsletter, but just a heads up about that. And that's it. So I invite you to get comfortable in your seat. If you're holding your phone, put it down. Silence it, please. And join me in taking a deep breath in and out. Oh, that felt really good. Let's do that one more time. In and out. And give yourself the gift of just being here, being present, and let your email and your to-do list and everything else that's sitting on your mind this morning, just put it down for a little while. Enjoy this service with us today. This morning we light our chalice with these words by Reverend Sarah Lammert. The element of fire represents passion, veracity, authenticity, and vitality. If the chalice is the supporting structure of Unitarian Universalism, then we are the flame. We are the flame, fanned strong by our passion for freedom, our yearning for truth-telling, our daring to be authentic with each other, and the vitality we sustain in our meeting together. And in all of this, there is love. There is love. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit for our opening hymn, number 1, May Nothing Evil Cross This Door. Now is the time in our service where we share the joys and concerns on our hearts with this community by lighting candles and speaking or being silent. As we enter into this time together, I invite you to join me in singing side 1 of May Love Be Your Guide. May you dare to dream dreams. May you dare to speak the truth. May you know your power to act. May love be your God. This morning, I would like to share with you a gratitude prayer. This is adapted from a meditation written by one of my colleagues, the Reverend Karen Johnston, and I found it a lovely and simple way for us to open ourselves up to all the things we have to be grateful for today, which are many, as we all know. So to begin, she writes, I invite you to find a posture that allows you to receive, and you can decide what that means for you. A posture that allows you to open up to possibility, insight, grief, joy, and allow those things to find their shape within you. Find stillness in this space that some people call meditation, and some people call prayer, and other people call something else. So to begin, take a deep breath in and out. And if you're so inclined, please close your eyes. Breath, thank you. Bone, thank you. Body, thank you. Person near me, thank you. Birds chirping, sun rising, yesterday's rain, thank you. Those unseen things and people that protect us, that keep us from harms we will never know. Thank you. Fear that keeps us safe. Thank you, dear sibling. Fear that keeps us stuck. Please find some other home, unwelcome cousin. The green earth, the clear, sweet air, the delight of spring, may you be companion to those experiencing damage to spirit, damage to self, and damage to community. Favorite food, fierce friends, and firm foundations, may you be known to all those who need you most, and next most, and some most, and little most, and not at all most. May this be the experience of all, near and far, known and unknown. May the vibration of your hope make itself known within you and in ever radiating circles beyond your personal boundaries. And let us spend a few moments and share this stillness as we connect to the yearning within our own hearts until you hear the bowl ring again. Now please join me in singing side 2 of May Love Be Your Guide. May you walk with head held high. May your heart praise earth and sky. When we give, we say yes to something we value. In this congregation, we take up an offering each week to say yes to the values of our UU faith and yes to this beloved community. Please give as you are able. Today's offering will be gratefully received. Our offering anthem is Draw the Circle Wide by Mark Miller. Thank you, choir. I love that anthem. So today, I've invited our own Heather Timilty to speak to us. As some of you may know, Heather is co-chair of our governing board currently with Karen Rutherford, and she is stepping down because her term is up at the end of this year. So I've invited Heather to come share her thoughts with us this morning. Thanks, Heather.
Hi, good morning. I'm Heather Timilty, and a smart person once said to me, it's about the process, not the outcome. And so when Reverend Emily asked me to say a few words today, this is what I thought of. I've been privileged to serve on the governing board for the last 3 years. I've been the co-chair with Karen Rutherford, and she's been a great partner. I've been lucky to be on the board also with Mary Ann and Tom and Bud and Bob Koska and Bob Delar. The governing board has certain responsibilities. There are decisions that need to be made, budgets to review, policies to create and update, and all these have a deadline. But the role of the governing board is to make sure that the process is followed. The board is there to be the voice of the congregation. You elect these members to do the work of the church. And let me tell you, they do it so well. Each person on the board is invested in making sure the congregation is heard, the minister is supported, and the committees have what they need. And they do this by following the democratic process. There are long discussions about, for example, where a flag should be placed. I can hear the groans. And it may seem tedious to talk about a flag for 45 minutes out of an hour meeting or hour and a half meeting, but it needs to happen. The process of discussion needs to happen, and each person's voice matters. And we respect each other enough to listen and take in that information. And sometimes the vote at the end is unanimous. Sometimes it's 4-3 or 5-2 or 6-1. But in the end, we've all had our say, and we've all been heard. So when I talk about my time on the governing board, I'll say this. I learned a lot. I learned to listen and not presume I know the answer. I learned how democracy should work, and I've been able to be a part of it. I've seen that we're all doing our best to make our church and our community a better, safer, more meaningful place to be. And I know we're committed to this because we show up after a long day of working or a terrible commute or a day taking care of a sick family member, and we get out the agenda and we follow the process and we get the job done. And that smart person I mentioned at the beginning was Mike Nee. Thanks, Mike, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Heather. Thank you so much, Heather. And thank you for those wonderful words. And I think my microphone's not working. Oh, there it is. It's okay. Thank you. Wonderful words. So grateful for your service. Yes, thank you. And it's a great preamble for a moment of thanks that we're going to have right now with all of each other. Because I don't know if you noticed, but we're nearing the end of the church year. And what a year it's been, good and bad, challenging and wonderful and promising and everything in between. So as we prepare to attend to the business of the congregation today in our annual meeting, I thought it'd be nice to take a moment just to reflect on all we've done and all we've accomplished in this past year and all the work that everyone has done, because it's been a lot of work that we have done. And I want to thank all of you, those of you who have stepped up and stepped in to plan, to organize, to attend meetings, to budget, to cook, to set up, to break down, and all of that. So we're going to do the litany in your order of service, but first, a little bit of a poll. Raise your hand and keep them up if you're an elected officer of the church. Raise your hand if you're the chair of a committee. Keep them up if you can. If you're a member of a committee, raise your hand. If you helped plan an event this year, raise your hand. If you attended one of our events this year, raise a hand. Use both hands if you have to. If you pledged this year, if you put money in the plate this year, if you donated food or clothing through the church this year, if you volunteered your time in any way that I have not yet mentioned, because I know that list is long. If you've attended a worship service this year, raise your hand. So take a second, look around. Wait, leave them up, just for a second. Look around, look at all these hands. This is the church. Okay, you can put your hands down now. We are the church, everyone in this room, and the people that I know would be here if they could be here today. We are the church. This beautiful, beautiful building would simply be a building without us, because we make the church. The people are the church. And that's what I want to celebrate today. So, if you would, join me in the responsive reading in your order of service. And as we go through this, I invite you to think of the specific people that you want to thank for the work they've done this year. And that might even be yourself. In this one instance, it's okay to say thank you to you for all the work you've done this year. So I'll read the plain text and you all will read the bold text. When there was a need, you came forward. In the nighttime, in the daytime, on weekends, and even in the coldest, darkest part of the year, you helped. Elected and duly appointed, or quietly, anonymously, and unbidden, you did what needed doing. And sometimes with the help of many hands, other times alone, you worked. You gave your time, talent, and even your treasure for the life of this congregation. Your families and loved ones supported you in your efforts, worried for you when things piled up, and perhaps grumbled at you for the extent of your commitment. For all things great and small that you have given to this congregation, we take time today to recognize, to thank you, and to honor you. So thank you, each of you, every single person in this room, for creating this beloved community with us together this year. And we have a tiny little gift to share with each one of you. I'm modeling it right here, this little button. You're going to get one on the way out, so I hope you'll take that. Just a little, tiny little token of appreciation for all that you do for our church today and every day. So thank you. And with that, please rise in body or in spirit for our closing hymn, number 114, Forward Through the Ages.
In unbroken
Friends, as we move into our time of annual meeting, may we know the blessing of this community in our lives and our blessing on the lives of each member present. Go in peace. For you, my friend.